guys, it's Claus. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back! I'm gonna work myself up into a frenzy, I think, today because I've just experienced some more bullshit. You know what, guys? It's just incredible. It's just incredible. You just wanna relax and enjoy your life, but there's bullshit everywhere! Just let me take a deep breath here. Do it with me, do it with me. Take one deep breath before you watch this video so that you're ready for it. Ready, everybody? Everyone who's watching, breathe in. Hold it. And exhale. Okay, we're ready now. We're ready. I went to the grocery store again. It seems like most of my experiences happen at the grocery store. And in Canada, you're not allowed to buy alcohol at the grocery store. But right beside, they usually have a place where you can buy beer and wine and stuff. And I went in there to buy a box of wine, 4 liters in a box. It's the cheapest way to buy wine. And I realized a long time ago that, you know, you'd go look through the bottles and find this one, oh, it's a nice, it's from there, it's a Chateau Chablis, whatever the fuck. And you get an expensive one, it tastes just like the shit one because it's all fucking lies what's in those bottles. But the point was, the 4 liters of white wine was like, what, $22.99? Big sign there. So I picked it up, went to the cash register, and she rung it in and said that'll be $29.93. I go, what? It said $22.99. I know there's tax. That doesn't sound right. And she said, oh, well, no, you only bought one. I said, what are you talking about? You go look at the sign. You go closely and look at the sign. It says $22.99 in big letters. I should have taken a picture. And then right below in fine print that you could barely read says when buying in groups of 4, if you buy individually, it's $28.67 or something. There's bullshit now even when you just want to buy a box of fucking wine. And that's how my day, I was going to buy the wine to relax in the evening, you know, with a nice glass. But no, I worked myself up and doing this video for you. And there's bullshit everywhere, guys. In my country now, the latest bullshit is, I've talked to you about this before, is this fucking carbon tax shit. And in my province, they've just introduced it, but in one of the proud British Columbia boasts that it's had a carbon tax now longer than anyone, and they've succeeded. Oh, they boast that we are leading the country and setting an example. Our province is still strong, and we are green, the greenest. And you know, you look at the data carefully, and there's only 3 facts that are true. Number 1, a lot of money was collected with the tax. When you go fill up your gas tank, you pay a little bit. Number 2, all the money's gone and spent. And number 3, they drive more cars and burn more fuel in BC than they ever did. But the government has hired a PR firm to do a secret study, and they did something like this. They said, well, you know what, if we did not introduce the tax, then all this money that we collected, people probably would have spent it on burning more fuel. So if they would have spent all that money, they would have burnt more. So really, we've reduced it because if we did do the tax, it would have been higher. What the fuck are you talking about? It would be like you're a family or a couple, and you're 2 useless fat fucks that like to eat donuts all the time. You're addicted to donuts and you can't stop. You eat like 18 donuts a week, and you're fat. And finally you say, okay, we got to reduce our dependence on donuts. What's the best thing to do? And you don't think, well, maybe we should go to the grocery store and just buy some apples or broccoli instead of fucking donuts. No, you got a better idea. Let's put a tax on the donuts. Every time we eat a donut, we have to put 20 cents in the little jar here. You know, and then there's a tax on the donuts. That'll deter us from eating so many. And so you try that for a month, and lo and behold, at the end of the month, you didn't eat 18 donuts. You ate 20 because you're a useless fat fuck that likes donuts. But you go out and hire a PR firm and say, oh, well, you've got to spin this the right way. We ate 20 donuts, and it cost us 20 cents per donut in tax, so we made $4. There's $4 in the jar. Well, here, if we spent that $4 on more donuts, we would have been able to buy 8 more donuts because they cost 50 cents each. So we would have eaten 28. We would have eaten 28 if we had spent all that $4 on more donuts. So really, we've reduced our donut eating by 8 donuts. You see, we're donut free, but you're still a fat fucking eating donut loser who still eats donuts. Only you lost $4 to boot. And as the bullshit like that just gets to me, guys. It just gets to me. I can't take it anymore. There's bullshit everywhere. I kid you not. These organizations hire PR firms to try and spin things so that you'll believe them. They'll just look at all data under the sun in the world and correlate it with what they want you to believe. And lo and behold, they will find something that correlates, and they will spin that as, look at this. You see? Royal Dutch Shell, the oil company, one of the biggest companies in the world, launched a study once. This is true. They were interested in safety, which is a good thing, and they tried to figure out, well, how do we reduce the injury rate for accidents? We have a lot of people that drive around, and there's accidents. We want to reduce injury. What do we do? So they studied every single correlation they could about everything. And what they found was that one of the things that correlated the most was if the driver was constipated, then if he got into an accident, it was more likely that he would get injured. And this, the scientists and the smart people in the company thought, well, this doesn't really make sense. We can't really use that. We can't spin this. And they did a little bit more research and checked that statistic, and it just happened that the area, the route where most of their drivers drove, they all stopped at a certain place for food because they had to drive a long way, and the food was shit, and they ate the food, and they got fucking constipated. And then if there was an accident on that route, sometimes they got injured, and it correlated. So what the fuck does that mean? It's meaningless. Then they looked at the data even more carefully. This is true. Actually, I just made up that part. That was bullshit. What they found was that there was hundreds of statistics that actually correlated, but the only one that actually made any fucking difference was, can you know what it is? The only statistics that's meaningful is whether you're going to get injured in a crash is mass. Mass was the only one that made sense. The bigger fucking vehicle you're in, the less chance you're going to get hurt. If you're driving a big fucking cement truck and you have an accident with a Pinto, then you're probably not going to get injured. That was the only thing that made sense. There was hundreds of things that correlated, like the time of day, the amount of sun, whether you were constipated, but none of it made any fucking difference. So you can be sure that people that want to sell you things or people that want you to believe what they want you to believe will spin whatever the fuck they want to try and change your mind. And it's up to you to try and ignore the bullshit. Ignore the bullshit. Just make your mind up for yourself. If the restaurant makes you constipated, eat somewhere else. Don't give in. Don't give up without a fight. You can do it. Oh, yeah. You can do it. Don't give in to the bullshit. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Your Epic Kills. Shout out to everyone who sent me your clips. ThyRodent, that was the most amazing epic kills I've ever seen. And you guys, rewatch the video with no sound so that you can actually appreciate what these guys were doing. Because, I get a little carried away sometimes, but, that's the way. I like it. Shirley, is the bubble bath ready?